Hello and good morning. Welcome to my midnight broadcast where we discuss about the state of our nation. Yeah, as scheduled, today is the third day of June, being Monday 2024. This is about 12 o'clock a.m. Nigerian time, and the Nigerian Labour Congress has already sent message out that the strike continues, that the strike goes on today. There has been a lot of attacks here and there on the Nigerian Labour Congress and the trade union. There have been series of meeting after meeting with the Minister of Labour. They started meeting with the Senate. They started meeting with the House of Representatives. A lot of delegations from the federal government. So it has not been an easy journey for them. But you see, just like I was saying yesterday, that the labor is not going back on this strike. Because when you push someone to a certain extent, no matter what you do again, the person won't listen to you again. That is what is happening between the Nigerian government and the Nigerian Labour Congress. So, as I said yesterday, there are some things that we are going to expect today. A lot of things, because the price of fuel definitely will go up from today, because the tankers who are going to be supplying fuel, especially for filling stations that maybe they don't have fuel, you won't see any tanker driver that will drive fuel to your depot or to your filling station. So that will automatically make the price of petrol to go high. So yesterday I was saying that if you have like a barbing saloon, you have something you do with diesel fuel, it's better you buy it down yesterday, because from today the price is going to be increasing. Because every filling station knows that if they did not call off this strike, if their petrol station, for example, the one they have in their station there, once it's finished, you won't have the opportunity to buy another fuel. And not only that, the electricity distribution companies, they have already joined this, right? And also, if you're having cases in the court, it's not going to work out again. So the strike definitely is going to affect it. I think the Nigerian Labour Congress, they really know what they want. You know, there have been two consecutive times that they negotiated with the federal government. They said they want to go to strike. At the end, they did not go to that strike. And people, because of that, started losing hope on them. People were saying that Nigerian Labour Congress, they are not standing for the workers and so on and so forth. But for now, we believe that they mean business. And that is the right thing to do. Like I was saying yesterday, Nigerian workers are suffering. 38,000 minimum wage is nothing to write about in Nigeria. So everyone should support Nigerian Labour Congress. So this strike is not the strike of the Nigerian Labour Congress. It is the strike of the Nigerian people. According to the statistics, the fuel subsidy that they remove, it is generating 3 trillion naira to the government every month. In other words, if they want to start paying 1 million naira to every Nigerian worker who is on their payroll, they will be able to pay comfortably. But the question is, how many Nigerians are on the payroll? So many Nigerians engage in business and different things. Nigerians are self-employed people. So there are few people that government are paying, and they are paying them 38,000. What are they doing with our money? Mr. Ejiro, good morning. Good morning. Say congratulations to us. I pray this go beyond this, so protests can start from here. Enough is enough. Yes, honestly, there is a mission, as you know, there is a purpose for this strike. Not because everyone like to go to strike, everyone like for the economy of the nation to be crippled, not because everyone like that the Nigerian Labour Congress should shut down Nigeria, no. But the purpose is for the federal government to increase the minimum wage. Today, they were telling the Nigerian Labour Congress, we were paying 38,000, we increased it times 2 to 60,000. Okay, you people should call up the strike today, we'll start paying 75,000. That was what they were telling Ajero and the leader of the Trade Union Congress this evening. That was yesterday evening, because we're already on another day now. But I really thank God for the Nigerian Labour Congress, because they knew that hadn't been the call of the strike, or they accepted that 75,000, the workers will mobilize against them. Because this is not all about the Nigerian Labour Congress now. It's all about that teacher that is not, going to That's because the money to go to school, the transportation, the cost of fuel, is not there. The salary he's earning is not enough to transport himself to go and teach. This strike is all about them. And this strike is all about people that can't even pay the electricity bill. Some schools now, the electricity distribution company will come and cut their lights. Everything is very, very expensive in Nigeria. So that is why I'm saying this strike that Nigerian Labour Congress is just entering, it is a strike for everyone, not just for the Nigerian Labour Congress. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my live broadcast where we discuss the state of the nation. Yes, today is third, being Monday of June 2024. As scheduled, the Nigerian Labour Congress has embarked on indefinite strike. So they don't even know when they are going to stop the strike. They will only stop the strike if the federal government come to agreement. According to Labour, they said there are 500,000, they propose that the federal government should be paying for the minimum wage. That if federal government was negotiating from 100,000 above, now they can come in agreement or they will still come down. The federal government is still negotiating with 60,000 naira minimum wage, which is not able to afford a bag of rice. So it is not acceptable. So as we normally do in this live broadcast, it's an interactive section. You can ask your questions and write what you think about this ongoing strike. Do you think it is going to stay long? Do you think that the federal government, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, do you think that they will bow down to what the Nigerian Labour Congress is doing? Do you think that because of this strike, they will just increase the minimum wage above 100,000? What do you think? Let me know on the comment section. So, as we said yesterday, we have to bear the difficulties that come with strike. The strike action is not something that affects the government alone. It also affects the people. So that is what we must bear. We must bear it in mind that things, commodities in the market, inflation could come again, the devaluation of Naira, but it's for a purpose. If the Nigerian Labour Congress did not do it now, it's going to be something they can't do again. I know a lot of threats. Yesterday, Tinubu issued a statement that the strike they're about to enter is illegal, that is unconstitutional, that they should come back to negotiation. But this is the negotiation that they have been negotiating for almost 1 year. Since Tinubu assumed office, they have been negotiating. So things are not really moving well. And we really stand with the Nigerian workers, not because everyone that is joining the strike are workers. But what affects workers also affects us. So it's all about the state of the nation. Mr. Iwundabi Elizabeth. Okay, Mrs. Iwundabi Elizabeth. Good morning, madam. So I work in private school and I have received a memo that it doesn't concern private school. I don't really know about the private school, no. I don't really know about the private, well, private school supposed to join. The reason why I say private school supposed to join, if they increase minimum wage, the minimum wage won't it affect private schools? I know that, madam, I don't really know. If you can type it on the comment section and tell us how much are they paying in that private school? Are they working with Nigerian minimum wage of 38,000 naira at this moment? I know that a lot of private school doesn't pay enough. They doesn't pay a lot of money. So maybe they are not under labor because they know that they have their own personal system, how things work. So I don't really know about the private schools. Maybe it might not affect private schools anyway, but I think we need to seek further information to know. But if your school sent a memo to you that the strike will not affect them because it's a private school, meaning it is not going to affect them. So, but I believe that especially because this strike is just all about the government anyway. It's all about the government. Because if government had increased the minimum wage, there is no need of embarking on this strike. So please ask your question. What do you think about this ongoing strike that have started tonight? And I like the strategy. Mr. Abami Eda, good morning. Say, after all, private schools have their own private cheap markets. Of course, so many private schools, because most of them, they will just check like the amount of money the student will pay. If the student did not pay much, they won't have anything to pay the teacher. So I believe that the strike, yes, it might not affect the private schools. Might not affect the private schools. After all, uh, they are not even paying the minimum wage. Private schools are not paying the minimum wage. So that is it. So as I was saying before, this strike action is going to continue until the federal government now come in agreement with the Nigerian Labour Congress and the trade union, and not only about the rate or the minimum wage the federal government is paying. They are also talking about like the tariff in electricity. If you have been paying bills this recent time, you will see that the electricity bill is like times 3. So if you have been paying like 5,000 naira every month for your electricity bill, but now it is 15,000. So what is the cost? So these are the issues that the labor is trying to make sure that it comes to normal. I know a friend who have a hotel. They gave him bill 25 million. How can he pay that kind of bill, 25 million naira, just for hotel? It's impossible. How much is he making? So let's take, for example, now that the guy made about 30 million naira. You used 25 million to pay NEPA bill. What about your workers? What about maintenance, security, and all those things? So the issue with the federal government, I don't think there is any country in the world that pays minimum wage, 38,000 naira. When you convert it to dollar, because when you convert 38,000 to dollar, now we are talking about 25,000, about $25, just $25. So it is so bad. Some countries, 1 hour work, when you work 1 hour, they pay you that amount. Nigeria is paying 1 month minimum wage. So it's nothing to write about. And I believe the labor doesn't have any reason to even conduct the strike if the federal government did not start negotiating any amount above 100,000, so that at least the workers can also do some things. Like I was saying yesterday, how do you mean now that a civil servant will assume, duty, start serving the government for good 30 years? His money is going to end, will not be able to construct a house of his own. It is a pity that a worker, if you are earning, for example, now you are earning 40,000 in this economy, 30,000 naira a month, we are talking about 3 times for 12. Okay, if you check it, you will see that the money you will earn in a year, let's just say, okay, you are not eating, you are not training your children, that you are just saving it. The money you will earn for 10 years won't build house for you. It is bad as that. So if the money you are going to earn 10 years won't build house for you, you are not even talking about feeding, you are not talking about how to pay your children's school fees and so on and so forth. What is your destiny that one day you will have a house you will call your own? And the federal government is not making sure that they will build maybe housing estates for workers. They will give it to you and ask you to start pay little by little from the salary they are paying you. They can't do that for you. No bank will give you up to like 30 million to go and build your house, and they will be collecting like 20,000 from your account. Because if they collect that 20,000 for 70 years, 30 million, they won't get there. So that is just the issue. Mr. Ondoa, bro, welcome back. Good morning. Say, I posted the link yesterday. Please, did you watch it? No, I didn't see the link you posted. Maybe I don't know, it was restricted. I didn't see it. So welcome back. So as I was saying, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. So Nigerian workers are going through a lot. You can't buy the car of your choice. Go to other countries. People who are working, they can buy the car of their choice. They can even build the houses they want to build. But it's not the same with Nigeria. So it's so shameful. And I believe it is time for the labor union to correct it. The senators, the House of Ordinary Councillor is receiving 600,000 a month. even though the counselor doesn't have primary six. The professor is receiving 280,000, 300,000. A professor in the university. Come on, it doesn't make sense. A House of Rep is going home every month with 20 something million. Senators are going home with 30 something million every month. No, I think it is time for Labour to correct it now or never. Good morning, Mr. Drake. Okay. Mr. Abami Eda says, if Joe Ajero and Labour did not succumb to the federal government threats, they will achieve a lot, especially to earn trust from ordinary Nigerians. Yes, I believe what you are saying. If they do not succumb, to pressure, you say the state of Nigeria now, it is very easy to gain Nigerians, especially when you just stand with what is right. If Joe Ajero should continue, I know a lot of resistance. Maybe you people did not watch it. First of all, the Minister of Labour summoned Joe Ajero and the Trade Union Congress. They started having meeting. They had meeting for good 4 hours. After having the meeting for 4 hours, the Senate summoned Joe Ajero and the Trade Union Congress. They asked them to call off this strike. I'm telling you what happened just yesterday. They asked them to call off the strike. Now, Joe Ajero was telling them the issue is not all about calling off the strike. The issue is all about let us come to the agreement, pay workers the money that will be able to earn them living. 38,000 naira is not money in Nigeria again. Even though you are hawking pure water, you will earn more than that. Anything you are doing, you will earn more than that. So it's like these people are just playing with Nigerians and it doesn't make sense. This is the time to correct it or never. Mr. Millicent, good morning. Good morning, welcome. I'm very fine. I'm very fine. The only issue that is troubling us is the issue of Nigerian government. We have the worst government. What we have now is kakistocracy, the government of the worst. But if you talk, a lot of people don't understand because maybe they have never lived in another country and understand how politicians should treat the citizens. Because it's saying there is 80 billion. Sir, it's not 80 billion, it's 441 billion. I made the video today. 441 billion. That is what federal government spent to subsidize pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. 441 billion. Now, first of all, they gave them 90 billion naira. That was what Kashim Shettima announced. Kashim Shettima announced that the federal government is giving people who are going to Saudi Arabia for pilgrimage 90 billion naira. Now, we criticized that. We said in this harsh economy, that giving them 90 billion naira just to go and pray Saudi Arabia, we don't have God in Nigeria again. Well, maybe the God we have in Nigeria is different God, because if it is not a different God, I don't see why we'll be passing through all these things. Giving people 90 billion in the budget to go to Saudi Arabia. Now, they went to Saudi Arabia. When they got there, they could not afford accommodation and feeding. They said that because of Naira devaluation, that 90 billion is not enough. Federal government raised money and sent them another 300 billion, about 400 and something billion. It was reported in the Shara Reporters, the People's Gazette. You can go and read it. So if the federal government can subsidize ordinary pilgrimages for people to travel and pray, and they subsidize it with 400 and something billion, let them not come out to tell Labour that they don't have money to pay workers for 300,000 naira a month or 200,000 naira a month. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Mark Chiva Media, good morning, welcome. Say, Okocha, you are doing a great work, keep it up. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Mrs. Teresa Onoha, good morning. So I truly support the strike should hold, because this is the only time to correct it. Absolutely, that is what I'm saying, that this is the only time to correct it. Yes, the strike, Nigerian Labour Congress, they tweeted, immediately it was 12 o'clock midnight, they tweeted that the strike goes on, that the workers deserve a living wage. That is just it. So we are in solidarity with them. Because if we do not support them, the pressure, just imagine the pressure like Joe Ajero will be having. You see, that position is not an easy position. No. It's not a position that someone who doesn't have heart can occupy. Imagine military chief of defense staff calling you. They use Inspector General of Police to call him that you have to negotiate. You know, when you go to strike, a lot of things will happen, a lot of pressure on him. So for him to have the courage to go on with the strike, I think it's a good thing. Mr. Drake said, we forget 9 million euro property Tinubu son spent buying the confiscated property from the former minister. We didn't forget that. We didn't forget that. You see, history is going to vindicate, you know, the poor people, the masses when the time comes. So time will come, we'll remember all those things. So what is stopping Tinubu from probing Buhari that printed 21 trillion? What do you mean, sir? Tinubu should probe Buhari for printing 21 trillion. Do you know how much Tinubu has printed since he assumed office? Can devil cast out devil? He doesn't work like that. Devil cannot cast out devil. Forget about the way they are parading Emefiele, the CBN governor. Emefiele messed up. I believe they were corrupt, but this administration is more corrupt. You see, there are a lot of things that has transpired in this administration. You hear about Betedu. They said they suspended her. Do you know that Betedu, they didn't suspend her, that she's still working today? Who is talking about it? No one is talking about it. How can you use 441 billion to subsidize people who are going to pray? Just people who are going to pray. Now, even though we are not even talking about all these things, the first subsidy they remove, everything increase, the interest rate increase. They are taxing. They are, in fact, they are tax collectors. This government are just tax collectors. Their mission is to come and tax Nigerians, come and tax everything you have increased. What are they doing with the money? We are not seeing the infrastructure. We are not seeing the increment in the salary structure. Nothing is happening. As far as I'm concerned, nothing is happening. So where are all this money entering? The price of oil, barrels of oil have increased like ×2 since Tinubu assumed office. So what are they doing with money? We are saying all these things because I see, you know, sometimes I said let Nigerians suffer more because we have to learn in a hard way. I can see that even on Facebook, some person were tweeting, and Labour is demanding high, Labour is demanding higher. I don't just understand. Do you see any politician who is earning more than less than 100,000, even SA to govern all those things? Do they deserve a better life than the civil servant? Absolutely no. Mr. Derek said he inherited bad economy. Who sponsored Buhari election? Yeah, it was Tinubu that sponsored Buhari election. Tinubu cannot separate himself from Buhari administration. He was the leader of the APC. So anything that happens in Buhari administration, Tinubu is accomplice. And that is why his administration is also like this. If Tinubu have something to change about Nigeria, he could have influenced Buhari to change it, because he said, I brought Buhari to sit. So if you have influence of bringing someone to power, you should have the influence of making him to do the right thing. So someone who couldn't make someone to do the right thing, he himself doesn't even have the ability to do the right thing. Mrs. Teresa Ono has said, so is the strike still happen? Because I am hearing they have suspended it. To no, absolutely no. Nobody suspended the strike. Nobody suspended the strike. As I was saying, when it was just 12 o'clock in the midnight, the Nigerian Labour Congress, through their official page on Facebook or Twitter, they have to tweet again for people to know that the strike have not been suspended. You know, the federal government, Tinubu government, with propaganda, they can try to, you know, spread the propaganda to tell you this is happening or that is happening. Though I've not seen any news that it has been cancelled. But the Labour tweeted just like 30 minutes ago that the strike continues. Saying Labour has to stand against the bad leaders since the military is sold out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nigerian Labour Congress is the only thing the Labour people have. The workers is just the Nigerian Labour Congress they have. Say, I was shocked to see the Attorney General of the Federation memo to IGP DSS stopping the strike, even quoting previous law, asking Nigerian Labour Congress to give the government 15 days notice. We did not get notice before food price went up. You know what Labour said? When they sent the memo to Nigerian Labour Congress, Nigerian Labour Congress said, let the memo be where on social media where it is coming from, that their own strike action will still continue tomorrow. Anybody that want to bring his own announcement, you can go to court tomorrow and stop the strike. The strike is not going to stop. So the Labour, they are already prepared for it. They are already prepared for it. So if Attorney General of the Federation like, let them do what they want to do. So this time around, the Labour is ready for them, because enough is enough. Come on, what are we even talking about? What are we talking about? You as a worker, as a civil servant, you can't buy motorcycle. Motorcycle is 1.2 million now. New ladies motorcycle, all those men machine is 1.2 million. With 38,000, if you are just employed with the low level, 38,000, how can you save money you will use to buy machine, ordinary machine? We are not talking of plot of land. We are not talking of you building a house. So how is it going to happen? So Tinubu also started where Buhari stopped, as Tinubu promised Nigerians. You are right, Mr. Abami, because Tinubu said that he is going to continue from where Buhari stopped. You see, when people are doing campaign, be careful and be mindful of what people talk. When Buhari, sorry, not Buhari, when Tinubu was campaigning, instead of him to talk good thing, he will say, your salary will not be in dollars. So he's not interested about the dollar rate. So don't worry about the dollar rate. Your salary will not be in dollar. And when he assumed office, what are we saying? The same thing. He said, I will reduce your purchasing power. So when he assumed office, people can't even afford one bag of rice again. Everything he said during the election, people thought he was joking. Everything he said is what we are saying today. He said he's going to generate electricity from the roasted corn. He's going to recharge. He was just London. So I was saying, is this man that is going to rule Nigeria? According to Buba Galadima, many Nigerians deserve to be hungry. So many Nigerians deserve to be hungry because they supported the bad government. Mr. Derek said, see property have been weaponized in Nigeria. They are sick, low self-esteem people who will fight and support their kinders. It's so pathetic where someone will be supporting someone who is killing you. You know that these people, they are the ones that are killing you. Though, from my personal experience, I know that so many Nigerians, it is because of fear. Because that time when I was in Nigeria, in my higher institution, I was the Secretary General of the Student Union Government. Later, I became the acting SUG president. Later, I became the national president of our cultural student. They call it National Association of ICA Students, all those things. So I have contacts with politicians. I understand how people used to fear them because of hunger. So even though they know that these people are the one killing them, if they just see them coming, they will say, leader. But thank God, since I was born up till now, I have never come to any politician and say, please, I need 20,000, I need 5,000. That is one thing I've never done. And I don't think there is any means to do. So if I couldn't do that, if I didn't do that when I was in school, I didn't do it. It is not now that I will come to a politician, be you governor or president, I come to you and say, give me this, give me that. Because when you do that, they will seize your voice, they will silence your voice. That is why so many people are suffering, but they can't talk. They can't talk because last December, the politician bought them a whole full family, only one chicken. Politician bought them one chicken. That chicken silenced their mouth. If they see politician doing the bad thing, they can't talk again. During the election, someone share 1,000 to you. If you see the person, you can't complain again. That is the problem we are having with hungry people. And they thought that by doing that, they will end the hunger. It will increase. And that is why it's not, see, I don't know any way. I like politics, but politicians irritate me a lot. I like politics. But if I see you are doing good, I will force myself to come to you. I will force myself to know you because you are doing good, not because I want to benefit anything. Because I know that anytime you are not doing good, that is why I can't be SA to any governor. I can't. There is no how I can be SA to, because 2 months they will sack me. How, let me say, for example, now, someone appointed me to become his SA, governor appointed me to become his SA, maybe on media. The following day, the first thing I will post is the primary school that is not good. The primary school they have abandoned, road that they have abandoned. The governor will sack me. So that is why I can't even be an essay to governor or do all those things. So the problem that the masses, so many masses are having, so many Nigerians are having, is because of hunger. They have benefited from the government, so they can't talk against the government again. If you're, it may be during election, all those things, someone call you and say, now I want you to help us to campaign. You know, if we win, we are going to do this thing. Let me give you 10 million. We help us to mobilize, help us to do media work. Because of the money you accept. When the person enter office, you can't criticize him. Watch people who are not able to criticize Tinubu today. They are the people Tinubu bribed. The people that benefited from dollars, from pounds, from euros. They were not even paying naira. They were paying pounds, euro, all sort of, foreign currencies to people. So how can you imagine? Those people can't talk. They can't even talk. They can't talk. So that is the worst situation. We are seeing that people who are hungry, they sold their conscience. They sold everything they're supposed to say against the government. They sold their words, they sold their authority just with a porridge. Even the porridge is more costlier. So it is a bad thing anyway. Mr. Derek said, another question, why is the North afraid of regional government? The world is talking renewable safe energy and the North have lithium. We Igbos should have been the one fighting against the regional government. Absolutely, I think I don't have the full answer, but I know that there is something that happened in the House this week. There is a proposal to return Nigeria to the regional government and change our constitution to enable people who want to secede, like the Yoruba group that are agitating, the Biafran group that are agitating. There is a bill that they are proposing. But I just see that so many northern senators said this bill is from Tinubu. He should not try it. We are not going to entertain it. So I don't really know why they are against such bill. But I think if they want Nigeria to stop boiling, because when a water is boiling, the water will be evaporated. Before you know, the water will finish. That is how Nigeria is. So Nigeria is boiling. And as Nigeria is boiling, before you know, this country is going to finish. Nothing will be left in this country. Just watch out and see. So the only way they can revive this country is for them to, first of all, return it to regional government and make the constitution flexible and put so many things that if someone want to secede, someone want to have his own country and so on and so forth, the person can easily have a referendum and do that. So Shettima said no to regional government. Yes, I read that. I read that Shettima is against the regional government. So North is afraid of losing access to oil. Well, I don't really know if it is only oil, no, because a country like Niger is living. What the northern Nigeria have is more than Niger. Country like Niger is living. So I don't really know the fear why they really, okay, let's return to regional government. That should be better. So that if you are afraid because you have property in the south, you have property in the north, oil, if we still go back to regional government, it is still confederation. It's not going to affect anything. So Nigeria have a very, very bad system. And I think until we put that in place, until all this thing is being systemized, it is not going to go well. Everything Sunday Igboho said, at the end, Nigeria government will still come to agree with him. So many things that Nnamdi Kanu said, at the end, Nigerians will still come and agree with him. Because the way we are going, see, I used to tell people that I know that Buhari, Tinubu, all these people, they are not too good leaders. But Nigeria still have a system problem. You see, if Nigeria have a good system, if you like put goat as president, Nigeria will prosper. If you like put dog as president, Nigeria will prosper. But Nigeria doesn't have a good system at all. See, if you want to get Nigeria down, if Britain want to get Nigeria down today, they don't need you. They don't need me. The only person they need is the president. It's just for them to meet the president. President, we agree. Do you want to host military base? One president say yes. Everything we are saying is rubbish. You understand the kind of country we are living. When they want to return the old, whether it's old or new national anthem, I don't know what to say. When they want to return it, it doesn't take them 3 days. Within 3 days, you are not important. All those senators with Tinubu, they can do what they want to do in a day. We said the system is wrong. The system is wrong. Mr. Whitemy, good morning. Say this restructuring will not favor some dry state with no resources. Hence, most states will fear it. The last time I checked, there is no dry state in Nigeria. The northern state of Nigeria is richer than the south. The south only have oil. They not have oil. They have gold. They have lithium. They have boron. See, the kind, it's only agricultural, even they have lands to farm, but most of their lands are dry. The kind mineral resources in the north. Do you know that in Dubai? A friend told me that there is a shop in Dubai where they sell Nigerian gold, but Nigeria is not mining gold. They will sponsor terrorism in the north, especially in Zamfara. They will sponsor terrorism in Zamfara. They will chase people out. What are they going to do? They will start exploring Nigerian gold. There is no airport in Zamfara, but every week plane will land in Zamfara. What is the plane coming to do? To take gold, Nigerian gold to Dubai. So there are so many things going on in Nigeria people don't know. Now, yesterday, no, not yesterday, it was day before yesterday, in Borno State, where Kashim Shettima came from, Boko Haram, no, it's not Boko Haram, they say it's ISWAP, Islamic State of West African Province, something like that. They gave an ultimatum to one local government to evacuate. And at the end, we discovered that the reason why they asked this local government to vacate is because they discovered gold in that local government. Now, for you to understand that all this insecurity in the north is not just because people want to shoot gun, people want to kidnap, people want money for ransom. It is because of most of the mineral resources in the north. Just like when Niger militant will come now and pursue everybody from Warri and start exploring oil in Warri. That is what is happening in the north. Let me read some comments again. Mr. Don Yaks TV said, I am afraid for our children. They are not even given the chance to contribute to national building. What is difficult in writing an anthem? We are getting recognized. Okay, recognized. Of course, that is the issue that is wrong with the returning of old national anthem. Imagine a country that produced Fender, Almighty Fender Kuti, a country that produced someone like Wizkid, Burna Boy, to name Rema, to name but few. We have good musicians that can compose the national anthem. And we'll be proud to say, well, tomorrow it was the video that composed the national anthem. It was maybe Wizkid that composed the national anthem. We're supposed to have it. Okay, today, if they ask you who wrote the national anthem, you don't know the name. You don't know the name because that is the national anthem the Britain gave us. After the colonization, they want to leave. They gave us our language. They gave us the national anthem. They gave us the system of leadership. They gave us everything. And we said we are free. Nigeria is not free as far as I'm concerned. We are still under the bondage of the Great Britain. So that is it. Mr. Derek said, Britain that gave you democracy is practicing regional government. Why are you doing federalism in a system that is new to you? I was discussing in a heated argument with a commissioner yesterday. So the commissioner was, I was telling the commissioner that it is only Nigeria that is practicing this kind of democracy. He was saying, what do you mean? Do you know what you are saying? I say, yes, I know what I'm saying. We are not practicing the same democracy with America. In America, every state even have a Supreme Court. Every state have their own police in America. Even some council, they call it county. We have county police, like local government or your community have community police. So what is in America, American democracy is far totally different. The election, how you win election as president is totally different from Nigeria. So when you go to Great Britain, Britain have a law that can enable you to leave, you want to leave the country. Now, the United Kingdom of the Great Britain, the Wales, the Ireland, the Scotland, all of them, they are not one country. They have different laws, but they are together in United Kingdom. So when I'm seeing people talking about they won't allow people to, I say, you people don't even know what you are doing. Let me read some comments. Mr. Joseph Bishop, good morning. He said, please, Director, can you confirm to me whether it's true that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is now released and that he has left the DSS cell in Abuja, watching you from the DSA? Good morning. I can't confirm the information now at this moment. I can't confirm it, but I know that the chief, what is it called? The Ohaneze Ndigbo leader, they were in a meeting with some delegation from the federal government talking about the issue for them to release Nnamdi Kanu. They were in a serious meeting yesterday, opting for political means. But before I started this broadcast, I've not seen any news like that. So I'm not telling you that it is true. So if I confirm it, I will just make video about that. I have someone who is very close to the council, Ejimako, that I'm going to call to confirm that. But that should be after this broadcast, and I will do that. Spiderweb said, Zamfara gold is the best gold in the world. And that is in northern Nigeria. Yes, sir. It's the same thing someone told me. The person that told me that Nigerian gold, they have a shop where they are selling Nigerian gold. So I was surprised when they told me that there is a place that is selling Nigerian gold. To my amazement, but Nigeria is not earning from gold. But some governors in the north, imagine Zamfara State, no airport, but every week plane will land there. It will land in the bush, in the forest, where there is bandits, where there are bandits, where there are Boko Haram. Say the kind of game they are playing in Nigeria. Oh, you see the reason why they won't allow someone like P2B to become president? The man is fighting so hard though, and he needs Nigerian support. So we need someone. But the only issue I have with P2B is that he is too good for Nigeria. According to Omoyole Sowore, he said after the presidential election, if he was in the position of P2B, having that vote and knows that they rigged against him, he said they will use protests to shut down Nigeria. That INEC chairman will not live where he was calling result. I think P2B is too good and too gentle for Nigeria because all these people, until you are radical and give them what they want, I don't think that they can even shake and run away from all this their rascality. Mrs. Iwolabi Elizabeth, good morning, says Indian Jane Williams wrote the New Old Anthem. Oh, thank you so much, Indian Jane Williams. Well, the name I will still forget it because I'm not interested in that name. Even that anthem, I've not, if it is before, 5 minutes, I will just memorize the national anthem. But I'm not interested like that for now. Maybe later. I'm not interested for now. So what we are saying is that please, Nigerians, the Nigerian Labour Congress need your support. No matter how, they need our voices to back them up, to stop the government from pressuring them, to stop the government from threatening them. You know what it means now? Government is so powerful. When government is calling you, putting pressure on you, threatening you with arrest, threatening you with court action, threatening you with everything. So it takes a man who has a big heart to say, no, we are going to indefinite strike. And you know what is going to cost federal government for Nigeria to be shut down until they come to the agreement. Well, let's see, because it is 6,000 that the Mr. Chukunonso Chukwuendo said, Joe Ajero destroy our hopes. Oh, it's not easy for him, sir. You know, sometimes I used to think in one direction, but now I'm thinking in two directions. I'm also putting myself, I'm in the position of Joe Ajero. I know that every day Nigeria will be going to strike, but I still understand that the man is going through a lot of pressure. So I still understand. But now Nigeria has already entered the state of shutdown. Nigeria, we are already on strike. So I believe that they are trying their best anyway. It's not easy. They are still trying their best. It's not easy to resist someone like Tinubu. You know, federal government can just come and say, name your price, give me your account. Don't tell anyone, let's transfer 1 billion naira to you, call off the strike. They can do that. He said NLC and TUC will have stood on the resolution of 2012. Okay, Mr. Chukunonso, can you remind us what the revolution of 2012 means, what it states? What is the revolution of 2012? Is 2012 not too backward? Do you think that the resolution will be relevant today? He said no refier. What do you mean by refier? So what I'm saying is that the Nigerian Labour Congress, what they are saying is not too bad at all. They should increase the minimum wage. If it is 200,000, yes, we can say the Nigerian Labour Congress should agree 200,000 is okay, at least. People who are teaching in primary schools, they can still, so that they can even eat and send their children to higher institution without owing. Mr. Donyak TV said, I wait for Nigeria. Why are we so docile? I won't be surprised if the same Nigerians carry out a pro-government strike and cause chaos to get NLC leaders arrested. No, one thing is sure. The Nigerian Labour Congress, you can threaten him with arrest, but you can't arrest him. If you arrest the Nigerian Labour Congress leader, meaning you want to destroy the country. The position has so much power that the position has the sole authority to shut down the Nigerian economy. They can sell for 1 week, nobody will move, nobody will go there. So the position is so powerful. So he's not a man that you can threaten with arrest. You can threaten him, but it will stop at your mouth. The Attorney General of the Federation sent him memo to conduct the strike. He didn't conduct the strike, because this is enough. The state we are now is a state of Rubicon, a state of no return. If these people succumb, for example, if they have conducted the strike, you know that they can't achieve it anymore. Say no removal of subsidy without fixing our refineries. Oh, yeah. And that was the revolution, the resolution they had, that they must repair the Nigerian refineries first before they remove the fuel subsidy. Yeah, you are right. You just reminded me. That was the resolution. And if they had repaired the Kaduna, the Warri, the Port Harcourt refinery, coupled with this Dangote refinery, if Nigeria is not producing fuel, you remove fuel subsidy, it will not affect us, because it's locally made. Now they are doing our fuel abroad and bringing it from abroad. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Mr. Derek said, yeah, 200 or 250,000 is okay for starting level. An average Nigerian should be able to work and save for accommodation and buy property as well. That is how it works in advanced country. Absolutely, yes. You see, some figures are deceiving us, Nigerians. Some figures are deceiving us. We are being deceived by figures. See, if people are hearing 100,000, if you take 100,000 and enter market, you won't come out with 30,000. To tell you how bad our currency is now. So when people are hearing 200,000, 250, don't think that this is a humongous amount or this is a big amount. Absolutely no. It is not a big amount at all. I said the wicked criminals' petrol hike is what has crippled the economy. Yes, because if you increase the price of petrol, definitely everything must increase, because the transportation, people who are barbing, people who are cooking, the hotels, everything runs with petroleum products. There is no doubt about that. Even people who are cooking at home, the cooking gas is so expensive. Someone was saying today, eating outside now is cheaper than cooking at home. I said, has it gotten to that extent? But I know that cooking at home is more economical. He was talking about the price of gas, the price of tomato. Before buying everything, just to go outside and eat is better for him. To tell you the situation things are now. So 200K is just 3 bag of rice. 3 bag of rice. How much is rice now? Is it not 70,000? So 200,000 is not enough to buy 3 bag of rice. No, 200,000 is not enough. To tell you how this thing is, when the minimum wage was 18,000, rice was 6,000 back then. When the minimum wage was 18,000, rice was 6,000, 5,000. Now the minimum wage is 38,000, rice is almost times 2. To tell you that everything is against the workers. So I think this strike comes on time and it is necessary. Mr. Spiderweb said, why is Nigeria importing crude oil from Venezuela? Why won't us import crude oil from Venezuela? Are we exploring what is there anything going on in Nigeria? Nothing is going on. When you have incompetent people on the seat of authority, what do you expect? Said, apart from YouTube, where else do you stream? For now, it's only YouTube, and I post videos on TikTok, but I'm streaming only on YouTube for now. Do you suggest that we should be streaming on Facebook? It's only YouTube I'm streaming for now. The reason why I started streaming only for YouTube now, started posting on YouTube first, is because there are some things that Facebook will not even allow you to post and all those things. But if you suggest that we should be streaming on Facebook, we should do that. I have a Facebook account where I wanted to be posting videos. Thank you, Mr. Anthony, for that. Mr. Derek said Tinubu is pushing Nigeria for not voting. Okay, punishing Nigeria for not voting him. He knows. He said so. He said that he knows that a lot of people did not vote for him. So if he wants to punish Nigeria, he will punish himself. Dangote even import crude from the US. That was last month, yeah. Dangote imported crude from the United States of America. Chukunon so says 70K salary with the price of rice at 12K. It could have been so nice if rice is 1 bag 12,000 and the minimum wage is 70,000, meaning that the workers will enjoy it now. That is to say, the workers will enjoy. So what we are going through now is not because people want to go to strike. We don't have any other choice again. So Nigeria is a country where you buy foodstuffs in bulk to avoid inflation. So what you said is laughable, but I used to do that. Is it not last 3 months? I went to market in Nigeria. So when I got there, what I bought some stuff like last week. When I came back, they told me that the price have increased. You know what I do? I have to buy more just to keep. And it favors me. Because before you come back again, things can change every day. Especially that time when Tinubu assumed office, that time that the dollar was just somersaulting, increasing, skyrocketing. That period, if you go and price anything today, especially electronics and all those things, tomorrow times 2, next tomorrow times 3, I say, what is wrong with Nigeria? So sometimes because of inflation, if you have money, you just buy a lot of things now. Mr. Jeff Bishop said 250,000 naira is 50 US dollar. No, 250,000 I think is bigger than 50 US dollars now. 250,000 should be around 120 US dollars, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong anyway. But dollar is today, there is a rate that is 1,004 something now to 1,500 per dollar. So it is very high, absolutely high. So if they said they are going to start paying 100,000, they should know that they are not paying out to $100. The policemen, the military who are fighting Boko Haram, they are receiving 50,000. Can you carry gun to go and pursue ordinary bandits for 50,000? That is what they are paying a newly recruited soldier. And you are giving them gun, going into the bush. They are pursuing Boko Haram. 50,000, and they are losing their life. You can't take care of their family because of 50,000. This is a pity. And the most unfortunate thing is that all these people, they won't go to strike. Military cannot go to strike. Police cannot go to strike. It's a problem to them. So it is only labor that can do that for them. So over half of our daily production is being stolen by the government. Absolutely, yes. They are stealing our oil every day, every now and then. They are stealing our oil every day, every blessed day. If Nigeria is producing 100 barrels a day, they will declare that Nigeria produced 3 barrels. People are eating. People are very buoyant. Go abroad. Nigerians are very rich. Buy private jets. In fact, their song is waiting be money, because they don't call money any other thing again. They have the money. They have all it takes to buy anything they want to buy. So the poor masses there, they know. If election time comes, if you tell them the right thing to do some, we still go and collect peanut, collect rice to vote for the wrong people. They forget that even we shouting that, oh, do the right thing, do the right thing. If worse comes to worse, we are not still going to suffer it. We are not still going to get hunger. So everything we are saying is for the betterment of the masses. But sometimes the masses will fail to understand what we are saying. Mr. Okocha, I've actually lost hope in Nigeria. A country that sabotages our national security and economy is not a country. Is it you? Is it only you that lost hope in Nigeria? Do you think that Tinubu believes in Nigeria? You see, repeatedly, every day I repeat this. I say, Tinubu, Shetima, all these people, ministers, Akpabio, they don't believe in Nigeria. I will prove it to you. They don't believe in Nigeria. Someone who believes in Nigeria will work for the betterment of Nigeria. For example, when Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State, the way Peter Obi stationed the schools, the secondary schools, primary school, Peter Obi can send his children to those schools and they will go, because he put the electricity, he put what is it called, borehole, he put buses and everything. But you know what happened when Yahya Bello, EFCC just declared him wanted? He embezzled money he's supposed to do those schools. He sent his children to American schools. He's not interested in the school, because poor people, we are the victims. We, the masses, we are the victims. A home minister of education, I used to say this thing every day. A minister of education, their children doesn't go to Nigeria school. Their children don't go to Nigerian school. So how do you expect a minister of education to put school in order? He's not interested. His children are not going there. Tinubu, if he believe in Nigeria, why did he say in 1999 that he don't believe in one Nigeria? Why is he going abroad for medical treatment, a president? His doctor in abroad, investment abroad, companies abroad, bank account abroad. You tell me that those people believe in Nigeria. So if an ordinary citizen is saying, I don't believe Nigeria will work again, I don't blame him, because even the president don't believe in Nigeria. So that is my suggestion. Spider-Man said, thank you for the work you do here on your program. I discovered last month. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your support. Eric King said, Marcel, good morning. I hope the strike will not end abruptly. It is sad that the working class is being given not up to $40 as minimum wage. $40 is too much. It's $25. Nigeria minimum wage now is $25. So it's very unfortunate. So if the strike is going to end, it's not my problem. If the strike is going to end, then the federal government comes to agreement that they are going to be paying at least a reasonable amount above 150,000 to 200,000. Let the strike end. It's not everyone's joy that there is strike or all those things. The most important thing is that let's then come to a reasonable conclusion. Then let the strike end. But the strike should not end, though. And it will not end, because Labour has already given them 4 consecutive times. They will call strike. Federal government will beg and say, we will pay. Labour will cancel the strike. Labour will put another strike. And Labour have started losing hope of the people. So they know that. That is why now they said, no, we are not backing down again, no, because the people are losing hope on you. And the power of the labor is the power of the people. If the people are not supporting labor, meaning the labor don't have power again. So the labor have to align with the people. They don't have choice. It is sad, bro, very sad. It's what I spent buying beer today in UK. Unfortunately, what you spend buying beer, that is the minimum wage in Nigeria. Don't say it to the ears of the civil servant, though, so that they will not go and burn their governor's house. That you are using their 1 month salary to drink beer just for a day. They will go and burn down their secretariat. Anyway, it's not their fault. But that is the reason why we should do something before it will be too late. We have to do something. Mr. Derek said it is about 4-hour hustle here. Even in UK, do increase minimum wage. Before it was £11 and now £13 is much, even higher than so many Central European countries. £13 should be €15. That is high. Very, very nice. Nigeria is a shabby state. Yes, Mr. Andy, and then good morning. Nigeria is a very, 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 very shabby state. There is no doubt about that. Mr. Chukunonse said, I am actually from Anambra State, and I was in Anambra then to experience PO revolution. Wow. So how was it? If you experienced PO's tenure as a governor, how was his administration as governor? How was it? Can you tell us more a bit? Since you are a witness, because we used to hear, though that time during the P2Bs, I used to go to Anambra at that time, but it's not my governor. I'm from Delta State that time, so I don't really know. It was recently we started digging deep into what he did. So you can still tell us more about what you experienced under the governor, under the leadership of Governor P2B then. It's very similar to what Andesoti is doing. Okay. We hope to see good thing coming to Abia State. Mr. Antonio Bedaya said, the worst part of it is that it is the youth that will bear the brunt of everything, okay? Especially students who have sent food home and still studying. It's so unfortunate, eh? It's so unfortunate. So do you unemployed people on benefit in UK and living above middle class in Nigeria? Yes, unemployed people in all these European countries are even living more than doctors and professors in Nigeria. If you are not employed in some countries like Italy, Germany, maybe you lose your job, all those things. The money they'll pay you is more than the money they are paying professors in Nigeria as a person who does his job. It's bad as that. South Africa has a free visa to Europe. You don't need visa to come Europe, only passport. But you can't see South Africans in Europe because their country is okay, it's good. Their what is it called? Minimum wage is equivalent to minimum wage they're paying in Europe here. So what are they coming to do? This is what we are saying, that if Nigeria is good, so many people don't have business being in abroad. I tell you. Mr. Ezekiel's Kid TV, good morning. So I wish everybody in Nigeria will support labor to embark on this strike, because this seems to be the only hope of the workers to send their children to school. I particularly have lost hope in Nigeria. It's not you. So don't say I particularly. Everyone, including the president, have lost hope in Nigeria, including the president, including the governors. Everyone has lost hope in Nigeria. So it's not only you, including me. But you know what? We are not backing off. We are not leaving the stage for them. So if we leave the stage for them, they will continue to do the worst. So PO is very close to the people. Yes, of course, we know. It was closer to the local people, even the local government chairman. And that is how it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to be. So it's so unfortunate. But I really thank God that Labour got the courage to continue with the strike today. And we believe that everything is going to go well. Everything is going to go well. Let's then, put the pressure so that the federal government will just increase the salary. That is what I'm interested in. I am not a civil servant, though. Many people who are even pursuing this and fighting that neighbor should do this, they are not civil servants. But you will see some civil servants that they are even fighting for. We come online and begin to talk rubbish. So that is the problem we are facing in Nigeria. You will be fighting for someone for him to get better. The person will be the one sabotaging your movement. Some civil servants will still come out to tell you, the money the boy is saying is too much. You think federal government can pay that? Because they have been brainwashed with 38,000 naira a month, and they are the ones still crying. So it's so unfortunate. Let me give this thing charge. It's really unfortunate. Mr. Drake said, I have in Latvia friend. Okay, Latvia is a country in Europe. Latvia friend, and most of them don't like UK and Europe. It's a bit lower. Okay, most of them don't like UK. They're just slightly lower, and they will tell you they are heading back to their country for work. Of course, but Nigerians in UK can't do that. If you are in UK, they want to deport you. You will be crying. Oh. You'll be crying seriously. You know why you'll be crying? What you are having in UK, you can't have it in Nigeria. That is why you'll be crying. So if our country is good, if everything is going well, there is no need for you to panic. Maybe they say they want to deport you, or they are not treating you well in abroad. You want to go back to Nigeria. There is no need of panicking of coming back to Nigeria. But if it happens now, because of the state of our nation, hey, there is a problem. You'll be afraid of kidnappers. Little children will use you to do experiments. They'll kidnap you, do all sort of things with you. They use it to learn work on how to kidnap. They will mess you up. So it is not even about minimum wage or money we are talking about. We are still talking about security. So some Nigerians voted against their own interests. If they voted against their own interests, so let them die. It is their fault. It is their fault. This is no time to pity anyone that is sabotaging himself. So it is only us Black Africans that are killing ourselves to remain here. And they tell you that is why we do the dirtiest job. Of course, we are doing the dirtiest job in so many countries. So even some African countries, Nigerians are there doing jobs that they are not supposed to do. It's so unfortunate. Mr. Chukunan so said, Mr. Okocha, I think it is better for Labour to also push for petrol price reduction, since the criminals has been paying over 1 trillion per month on subsidy. But do they agree that they are paying for it? They say they are not paying for it. You see, that is why Labour is very upset. Labour is very angry because they perceive that this government have been lying to them. In fact, this government is a lying machine. When I mean lying machine, this government is a lying machine. Let me read this comment and tell you what Tinubu has done since he assumed office, how he deceived Nigerians, how he lied to Nigerians. So I read a book titled in 1984 by George Orwell. It seems everything he wrote in that book is the manual Tinubu is using on Nigeria. Imagine the propaganda agenda so far. Yes, I will come to talk about the propaganda now. Say, subsidy never went away. That is the truth we know. Subsidy never went away, but they lied to us. Mr. Ski TV said, the reason why some civil servants defend some of the government attitude is that when you speak, they will sack you. Nigerian adage of half bread is better than not attitude has made a lot of us lost. And let us continue to suffer that, because this is not time of pity. Anybody who want to, to fool his sense because he's afraid, what you are afraid of will still come against you. Everything we have been having fear for is upon us, so there is no need. So they are now saying that if subsidy is gone completely, the price of 1 liter will go for 1,000 naira. They have not publicly denied that claim till today. Yes. Now, let us go back to the propaganda. You see what Tinubu has done to Nigerians. When Tinubu assumed office, the first trip he went was to United Arab Emirates. When Tinubu got there, this Ajuri that worked with Tinubu is it not his spokesperson, a bit the media aid? He leaked a news. He said that Tinubu has cancelled the visa restriction. Tinubu was able to negotiate, and United Arab Emirates don't have visa restriction against Nigeria. Everybody was clapping for Tinubu. Yeah, Tinubu has come. Within 24 hours before Tinubu returned to Nigeria, United Arab Emirates released a statement. We never discussed anything like that with Tinubu. Is that not a national embarrassment? That is an embarrassment. Now, not only that, you remember the mess company, that shipping company that Tinubu announced when they went for that economic summit. I don't know where they went to. Is it not in Qatar? They announced that they have secured $600 million investment for shipping company in Lekki Sea. The following day, the shipping company released a statement. We did not discuss with Tinubu, Nigeria president, that we are coming to invest $600 million. I say, wait, who is pushing this government to make all this propaganda to lie to Nigeria, lying up and down? Who does that? The other time, the CBN governor denied that they are not using our foreign reserve or forex reserve to back up the naira. And it was when the statistics from the CBN shows, Naira Matrix now published it and said that these people are using our foreign reserve to back up the naira. And when they were caught, that was where dollar now go back from 1,000 naira back to 1,500 it was today. So how can they continue with all this propaganda, lie to your citizen, tell lies to your citizen? We know you did not win the election. There is no, who are you trying to impress? Who are they trying to impress? Subsidy is gone and you're paying subsidy. This one is gone, you are doing this. When you talk this, you are doing this. So sometimes I can't just imagine what is going on. Mr. Derek said it is only us Black Africans that are killing. Okay, I've read those things. Okay, I've read those ones. Okay, where did I stop again? Okay, let me go to it. Say it lost over 4% in 12 hours. What lost 12%, 4% in 12 hours? Is it a dollar to naira? We'll say yes. Mex is the name of the company. Yes. Thank you very much for remembering me, Mr. Don Yax TV. Yes, that is the shipping company that Tinubu used to lie to Nigerians that he have secured $600 million. So everybody was happy. Hey, this man is trying to secure investment. See, no company will come to Nigeria seeing Nigerian like this. Companies are leaving. Every day, company upon companies are leaving Nigeria because of all this propaganda. Okay, look at Share. Share left from Nigeria to Angola to establish almost 12 billion companies, $6 billion worth of a company. They said that Nigeria is not stable with their negotiation and all those things. This is what Tinubu is supposed to do. Put your house in order before you begin to go all around the world trying to beg people to come and invest in your country, and you have not put your country in order. It's a pity. Say, Mr. Okocha, we are not citizens but victims. Actually, we are victims. We are victims. You see, that is why sometimes I used to tell people that as I am today, Igbo man is not my problem. Yoruba man is not my problem. Hausa man is not my problem. My problem are Igbo politicians, Hausa politicians, Yoruba politicians, all these politicians. But I still love politicians who are doing well. But most politicians are our problem, not my fellow Nigerian, not my fellow man. We are all victims. The earlier we realize this, the better. We are all victims. Forget about what you are seeing. Maybe the Hausa people, Igbo people, Yoruba people. We are all victims. Now we all they suffer all these things. Let's forget about what we are saying. So it is all these politicians we should mobilize against. It is all these politicians that are our problem, not your fellow brother. You say, at the mention of Nigeria name, the company share price went down by 4%. Yes. Okay, now I understand the 4% you are talking about. So that is it. because of the valuation of Naira, even Dangote was lamenting, saying they don't have, share dividends because of the devaluation of Naira and so on and so forth. But it is their fault. Mr. Eric good morning. He says, though I am not surprised with what is going on in Nigeria, because the old 419s are in charge, definitely scamming the people will be activated. Scamming the people will be activated. Not will be activated. It has been activated right from May 29 last year. We have succeeded the first year of scamming, and that is the best year. The first year of Tinubu is the best year he will ever have. That best year is the best year he will ever have. So forget about the second year will be worse. Because next year they'll start talking about election, everything will be over. So it's really, So if he succeeds in bringing in foreign investors, this is how he's going to be running the economy. Even the Binance guy exposed how they wanted to bribe him. Yes, with $150 million, they asked the Binance guy to pay the money. So these people are so corrupt. So talking about MERS stock price. Okay. 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 I understand. Really. Mr. Antonio Badaya said Microsoft has left Nigeria, shuts down their base in Nigeria. Yes, that was last 3 weeks. Yeah, there about last 3 weeks. Microsoft also left Nigeria. If you have a company in Nigeria and you are shutting, won't you like to leave? So if I'm shutting, this is business. Business don't know patriotism. Business don't know, let me endure. Business is all about profit. Anywhere you are not making profit, you are free to leave that area. So these politicians are just pimps, and pimps do. It's so unfortunate. Tinubu said he will endure the baby step of pain. So we will get to adulthood next year. And you are believing that man. Is that not what Buhari told us for good 8 years? Buhari, unfortunately, Nigerians don't know that Buhari regime will be far better. Buhari regime will be far better than Tinubu's regime. Mark my word. This is not about wishing Tinubu bad. It's all about the statistics showing things that are on now. With everything we have today, Buhari regime will be like heaven at the end of 4 years of Tinubu. So we just pray that it should run fast. Let's know what to do the next thing. Well, upon the whole, I'm happy that Labour has commenced the strike to the favor of Nigerian workers. So our workers can now boast that the government is about to increase their salary. So that is my joy today. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. We have about 10 minutes to call it a day. I really appreciate your time, your support, and everything. I really appreciate that, and I do not take it for granted. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do that. Is a way to support me. Subscribe to the channel and also share our videos. Very soon, we'll call it a day, and to start again tomorrow evening or tomorrow morning. Say, Mr. Okocha, for my prediction, Bola Tinubu will win the next election. Even Atiku didn't contest and PDP didn't file presidential candidate. If there is a condition, Atiku will not win. If there is a condition, Tinubu will not win presidential election. Even though, for example, hadn't been Atiku stepped down for P2B or he worked with P2B, Tinubu supposed not to be there. So forget about that. Even though he's the president on seat. That is what they did to Goodluck Jonathan when CPC and AC formed coalition to remove him. So if there is coalition between BDP and Labour Party, Tinubu is out there. There is no rocket science there. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. All right. See you tomorrow. I really appreciate. Okay. God bless you all.